cracked the code on Epstein's chalkboard. It's not only more sinister than we expected, but it's also proof that I was right about Epstein using social media to brainwash us. But in order to truly understand what's going on here, you have to look at the scientists that he had in his web. Epstein had a lot of his scientists working on plant-to-human translation research, which I believe he was trying to use in order to try and project people's consciousness into AI technology, as evidenced by his relationship with a Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, who has a PhD not only in plant biology, but is now a leader in parapsychology. I've got about a dozen other scientists I can talk about, but I'm just going to focus in on James Watson, who won a Nobel Prize for his work with the double helix structure of DNA and its significance for information transfer in living material. There's also Gerald Edelman, who also won a Nobel for his work in how the brain evolves over time and later switched his field of work into neuroscience and philosophy of the mind. He developed a theory called neural Darwinism, which is based around the plasticity of the neural network in response to the environment around it, and that the consciousness is biological and adapts to the surroundings around them. You know, the basis for brainwashing. Adapt or survive, which makes his relationship with a scientist named Christakis even more important, who focused his area of study on social networks. And he not only theorized that AI bots could reshape how people interacted with each other, but simply programmed bots could re-engineer social connections among humans in groups in order to make them more cooperative. So brainwashing! And one of the main funders of his research was the Bill Gates Foundation. And y'all remember that Melanie Walker was one of his honeypots, who was real close with Bill Gates and is literally the person in this conversation. Now, my big breakthrough was when I realized that this was actually something called Axom Collaborative, which brands itself as an educational social tool started by Harvard and MIT. MinAI stands for Miniature AI Training Framework for PyTorch, which is a popular open source machine learning framework widely used in OpenAI, DeepMind, Meta, and Tesla, created by Meta and Microsoft in September of 2017. Now that I had cracked the code, the ball was rolling because next to music was Bria AI, whose big thing was not infringing on copyright material or intellectual property. And above that is the company Appears, which is a well-established live production technology company for the last 20 years. Now, I'm not a tech person, I'm doing the best I can reading this, but from what I could tell, this is how they power AI, like make it so that things are fast enough. And the company just so happens to be based in Norway, where Epstein was not only friends with the princess, but besties with the prime minister. I also realized that this was Holly and Hark. Holly is an AI government job search and helps government officials vet candidates for job openings to help you create the workforce your residents deserve, where Hark is AI that controls banking, healthcare, global manufacturing, and Truth Technologies is a compliance and monitoring software. Now, this one took me a while because it was so hard to read, but then I figured it out. It's Mir N Face. Mir-N is a common shorthand for mirror neurons, which are specialized brain cells that activate when both we perform an action and when we see someone else perform an action, aka monkey see, monkey do. Not only is it the basis for empathy, but it's the basis for our social cognition and communication. So it shouldn't surprise you that another Epstein scientist is this guy, who's famous not only for his experiments and theories in behavioral neurology, but invented the mirror box, which helps amputees get rid of phantom limb pain by rewiring the neurons in their brain, by tricking the brain into believing something that isn't there. So now what brings it all together is this part in the corner here, because I thought that said Dej, D-E-J, but then I realized it was P-S-Y, just faded. Time minus psi, dark brain. Feel free to pause and read all this because I'm running out of time. But our brain's dark energy or dark brain is our default mode that goes on when the brain is in the background. So the way that I'm interpreting this is that social media and AI can access your dark brain while you're mindlessly scrolling. So all of this was the plans to use AI to brainwash us as a society. And the worst part is it effing worked. I know, it's a lot. Want me to continue doing this work and want to support? And as always, everything in this video is alleged and my own opinion.